2 next. Well, the 4-game winning streak was stopped for the A's last night. They'll try to get another winning streak going tonight. It's game 2 of the 4-game series, and Sonny Gray is looking for his 3rd win of the year. This A's-Astros rivalry series is brought to you by War for the Planet of the Apes. Not yet rated. Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's Baseball, along with Mark Mulder. I'm Glenn Kuiper. So Sonny Gray indeed taking the mound tonight. A lot of rumors surrounding Sonny Gray. Is he a trade candidate? Will he be traded? We don't know. We hope Sonny stays here for a long time. But what he needs to do is just get a little more consistent, Mark.
He really does. It's been a little bit of an up and down season for him. The A's are coming off a nice sweep of the Yankees. They lose game 1 of the Astros, and they sure would like to see Sonny pitch well. A 2-0 record, pitched well at home this year. Fastball, curveball, cutter. He's going to mix a little bit of everything, and it's going to be important for Sonny to go deep in this game.
Yeah, he's facing this tough, deep Houston Astros lineup, so we'll see how Sonny handles that. Now, the Astros will send a young right-hander to the mound by the name of Francis Martes. He's 21 years old, and he is the Astros' top pitching prospect. He's got a chance to be pretty darn good.
He does. He's not a tall guy, but he's a big guy. He's thick. He's got a lot of velocity, mid-90s fastball, good hard slider, a changeup that he seldom throws. It's still developing, but he could be a big piece if the Astros try to go after a big trade piece come the trading deadline.
Yeah, and the Astros will tell you he's maybe not quite ready yet to be in the rotation full-time, but he's not that far away. So we're looking forward to seeing Martes for the first time. Astros win last night 4-1. A's will try to even up the series at a game apiece. We'll have lineups in the first pitch when we come back. It's the Oakland A's and the Houston Astros coming up on NBC Sports California.
Is brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. By Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. And by Jack in the Box. Come try the new sweet or spicy barbecue bacon cheeseburger and chicken sandwich. Limited time only.
Stephen Vogt and the Athletics are set to go wearing the gold tops tonight. As Vogt, Sonny Gray, and the rest of the A's take the field. Game time weather for tonight, presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily. A little cooler tonight, 67 degrees, so a little bit more normal temperatures here at the ballpark. It's been a very warm stretch here all around the Bay Area. Josh Reddick back in the lineup off the concussion DL, so it's always good to see Josh Reddick. Let's look at the Astros starting lineup. It's brought to you by Southwest Airlines. George Springer leads it off, then Reddick, Altuve, Correa, McCann, Beltran, Gurriel, Bregman, and Marisnik. That's the Astros starting lineup.
And Sonny Gray on the mound tonight for the A's, making his 10th start. You see just a 2-2 record. He's been very good at home, struggled on the road, so hopefully tonight's one of those good ones.
So defensively, Rajai Davis gets a start in left field tonight. Bregman is in center, Pinder's in right. And then it's Healy, Rosales, Lowry, and Alonso on the infield third to first. And Stephen Vogt is behind the plate. So we're set to go as Sonny Gray finished up his warm-up tosses. Stephen Vogt throws it down. Last night, the Astros beat the A's by a score of 4-1. Pretty good starting pitching for the Astros and very good bullpen work. Held the A's offense down. So Springer steps in. We're set for baseball. Game number 71 for the Athletics. Springer, Reddick, and Altuve, the first three hitters for Houston. And the first pitch of the game goes right to the backstop and then back to Springer.
That's not something you see very often on the first pitch. Just a whiff by Vogt.
Got to be ready.
Just nicked, I think, the top of the umpire's mask, maybe.
Jordan Baker's calling balls and strikes. Druckman is at first. Everett, the crew chief, at second. And Bill Welke is over at third. So 1-1 the count to Springer. Couple of hits last night with a home run for George Springer. His 20th home run of the year. In fact, he homered on Sunday, and he homered again last night. The 2-1 pitch is a fastball, a touch high, 93 miles an hour. So 3-1 to Springer. 45 RBIs for the right fielder. Springer hits one very high to left field. Rajai Davis turns around, and that one is gone. Home run number 21 for George Springer. A high, towering drive deep into the seats and left.
Another big swing from George Springer. Sonny Gray fell behind 3-1. Springer's making a habit of this, leadoff home runs. And this is another one for him. Trying to go away with the fastball, and the ball just kind of tails back over the middle. And we talk about Springer's athleticism, his power. He knew he got that one.
The pitch cast is brought to you by Penn Fed Credit Union. Leadoff home run, his 8th for George Springer, the most in the majors. 8 leadoff home runs. Sounded good.
It had that home run sound. You could tell he put his head down. Ball was hit high, went a long ways.
So here's Reddick. The ball is low, so the count quickly 3-0 to Reddick. Reddick activated from the 7-day concussion disabled list. Got hurt against the Texas Rangers on the 12th of June, and that one to the backstop. So a 4-pitch walk. So a home run and a walk to start the game for Sonny Gray. So this is Reddick getting injured.
Batting in the third position is second baseman, number 27.
Last night it wasn't hitting his head against the wall, it was hitting his head against the ground.
Yeah, when I talked to him, he said it was when he hit the ground is when it kind of jarred him. You can see just how hard he hits the wall, but right there you can see his head kind of snap back, and he said that's kind of what did it. But all things are good now, and he passed all of the tests he said yesterday, and he's good to go.
Here's Altuve, who bunts it. It's a good one. Healy's got it. He throw to first is wide. Alonso makes a nice play to save what would have been an error. Pinder was getting over there to back up, but nice play by Yonder Alonso to come off the bag.
Well, this is what the Astros will do to you. They hit for power, they hit for average, they do the little things. This is another example. Healy playing back, Altuve taking advantage of it. Didn't need to get a perfect bunt down, just a good one with his speed. And good thing for Alonso. Healy, he didn't have a very good grip on that. You could see he kind of gets it towards his pinky, towards the end of his hand. And Alonso, great job to keep that ball in front of him, knock it down.
Exmo brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort. So here's Carlos Correa, homer, walk, single to start the ball game. Probably had a few of those starts where you're like, okay, we need to just start this thing over. The game needs to start at 7:15 and not 7:05.
Yeah, you almost go, where's that reset button?
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Springer jumps you with a homer. You know, and then you're maybe angry at yourself, and you know, Sonny, all of a sudden a couple of those were 96. You know, a little frustrated with his start, and then you walk a guy, and last thing you're expecting right there is a bunt.
Going to the count to Carlos Correa. Correa at 300, 13 homers, 43 RBIs. Correa was 0 for 3 last night. Pitches in the dirt. Astros are 47-24. They got a 12-game lead in the AL West, and the best record. Well, they got the best record in all of baseball. So a commanding lead. And they're just trying to get healthy, but still playing well, even though they're not completely healthy. They've slowed down a little bit, but not too shabby at 47-24. Just a shade ahead of the Colorado Rockies for best record in the American League, or in all of baseball, I should say. Two pitch, low, and now it's 3-2. Astros are a remarkable 24-8 on the road. Of all the wins and loss numbers that you look at, whether it be overall record, home record, road record, division record, whatever it is, I think the 24-8 on the road is the most remarkable, really, maybe of any of the teams and their records this year.
Absolutely, it's hard to be
amazing.
It's hard to be that good on the road, man. There's no rhyme or reason for it. They hit better on the road.
See if the A's can turn to Lowry, to Rosales, and they do turn a double play.
Well, time now for the Nissan keys to the game. First off, slow the Stros. 1-5 this season against them. This game has not gotten off to the start they would have liked. And 2, Sonny, avoid that big inning. 7 times this season, 3 or more runs in 1 inning. Little unusual, but that's kind of what's hurt. That's what's hurt Sonny so far. Just those big innings. A good start has gotten away from him a few times where he's put up a bunch of zeros and maybe a 3-4 spot later in the game.
I think his last start's a perfect example of that.
Yep.
He had a 3-0 lead after 5 innings against the Yankees, but then the Yankees scored 3 in the 6th to tie it. Sonny's stuff is still very good. To me, the difference in him now than his 2 great years in 14 and 15, it is that inning. He used to be able to shut the door after 1 inning score. Now it's just become a little bit tougher where you're seeing 2 runs score and sometimes 3 runs score.
Well, but when I watched him in past years, his command was also impeccable almost. And you see a lot of, I mean, look at the first couple batters of the game. You saw a spiked fastball. That's just not something you ever saw from him before.
0-2 pitch to Brian McCann is down and away. It's the first time that Gray is facing the Astros this year. He faced them once last year. Overall, pretty good numbers. 4-2, 2.53 ERA. This is his 9th career start against the Astros. Made a pretty good pitch there.
Well, with a guy on third, you're not going to normally see someone quick pitch. That's kind of what Sonny tried to do there. He came set and did a slide step there, just trying to mess up the timing of McCann. Just missed inside.
And that one's drilled. Pinder hustling back, and Pinder cannot get it. It bounces up into the seats. Reddick comes in to score. So it's a 2-out RBI double from Brian McCann. Well, McCann picks up his 37th RBI.
Just a hanging breaking ball. McCann gets out in front, but able to keep his hands back. Still able to drive this ball to right field. Pinder with the good effort. You're messing with the sun, and once it gets over his head, it just bounces over that wall.
Batting in the 6th position, designated hitter, number 15.
So here's Carlos Beltran.
Beltran.
The Astros jump out ahead 2-0. Beltran 235 with 9 home runs, 30 RBIs. Breaking ball just a little bit low.
Well, whether the sun had anything to do with it or if this ball was tailing, you could see that ball was overrun just a little bit. I still don't know if he had a chance of catching it, though. I think still going over his head.
Shift is on for Beltran. A little bit inside. Not missing by a lot. Beltran was quiet last night, 0 for 4. McCann does not run real well. Sonny Gray, his last win came on the 24th of May against Miami. He was terrific. 11 strikeouts in 7 innings. Since then, 0-1 with 3 no decisions and a 5.87 ERA. He's faced Cleveland, Washington, Tampa Bay, and the Yankees.
When you saw that run support stat over 5 runs, you give Sonny that a couple years ago, and he's going to win every one of those starts, and that's why you can tell there's just there's a struggle going on, whether it's mechanically, whatever it is. His command isn't the same as what we've seen in the past. And guys go through this, but it's just unfortunate that Sonny's going through this right now.
So 2 hits and 2 walks and 2 runs so far here in the first inning, and 25 pitches. So here's Yuli Gurriel. He takes a strike. Gurriel did not play last night. He's hitting .276, 7 home runs, 29 RBIs. Gurriel, the long-term contract signed with the Houston Astros from Cuba.
Here's a good breaking ball from Sonny. Good sharp break to it, right on the outer half. Gurriel couldn't pull the trigger. Now you got to try and work something off the plate. expand maybe on that breaking ball.
Pitch hit toward left center field. That's trouble. That's going to get down and one hop the wall. So 1 run scores. Beltran will stop at third, and it's 3-0. So Gurriel doubles in a run. And the inning continues.
Well, we talked about the big innings. This
Batting in the
curveball
eighth position, third baseman,
just still on the corner.
Alex
Gurriel out in front, but still able to drive it into the gap. And this is what we talked about in the keys, the big inning.
This is it.
And Sonny hasn't been able to shut these innings down that we've seen in the past. A couple 2-out hits that hurt.
Yeah, you get the double play, so then you have 2 outs.
Yep.
Runner at third, just 1 run in, but you can't get McCann. So 0-1 to Alex Bregman, the 8th man to hit in this inning. And there's a base hit to center field. Beltran scores. They're waving home Gurriel. The throw to the plate is cut off, and it's 5-0 Astros. That's about the last thing Scott Emerson wanted to do, is to pick up the bullpen phone in the first inning.
Yeah, it's not a good start when you have to make that call. This is a fastball just right back down the middle. Bregman drives it right back where it came from. And Bregman come up. You can see he didn't quite get the handle on it. And the thing is, I know Sonny's frustrated, but he still has to get behind Vogt. He's got to back that up. He's angry the way this has started. I know there wouldn't have been a play at home, but he cuts that. But you still got to do what's right. You got to get back there.
So 5-0. 5 runs and 5 hits. Michael Brady starts to throw. Bregman runs. Vogt's throw is late. So Bregman with a stolen base. Bregman gets his 5th steal of the year.
Well, and a good jump. Sonny had a higher leg kick on that one. Vogt makes a good throw, but by then it's too late. And this is the athleticism of the Astros. They're always pushing that envelope, trying to take that extra base. A lot of speed up and down this lineup.
Marisnick lines one down the left field line, and that one's foul. So 1-2 the count to the 9th place hitter, Jake Marisnick. An inning. Home run, walk, single, double play, double, walk, double, single. So 1-2 the count. Marisnick 260 with 9 home runs, 18 RBIs. Lays off the fastball at 95 miles an hour. And for Sonny Gray now 34 pitches. Well, tonight, any 95-mile-per-hour fastball is our fast pitch, brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest Wi-Fi at home and on the go. Most ever allowed in the first inning in his career. And this is career start number 106. And that's backhanded nicely by Healy. Picked it, throws low, and Alonso can't dig it out, and the inning continues. So it's an E5.
Well, Healy makes a nice pick and takes his time to make a good throw. There's times when I notice I feel like Healy kind of short arms those throws a little bit. And that one just kind of dies and it fades as it's going to Alonso. You can see right there, it's almost like throwing a sinker. The ball just doesn't have the carry to get all the way there, and 9 times out of 10 you're going to see Alonso dig that. And that's a tough one, that right there, to not be able to get that third out.
So here's Springer. He takes outside. So the air is on Healy. 66th air of the year for the Athletics. Springer led off this inning with a home run to deep left center field. He's trying to hit another one.
That's pretty much the swing he takes every time. He does not leave anything in there. This is a 3-1 fastball back over the middle of the plate. And Springer starts this game just the way the Astros had hoped.
Batting in the second position, left fielder, number 22.
1-1 the count to Springer. That was his 21st home run. Check swing, slowly hit. Healy scoops it up, throws in time, side retired. So 5 runs and 5 hits. There was an error, so work to do for the A's. They trail 5-0. For the Athletics, their starting lineup looks like this. It's brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Brugman, Pinder, Lowry, Davis, Alonso, Healy, Vogt, Raj Davis, and Rosales.
Francis Martes making his second big league start, 3rd appearance. He's got good stuff. Young kid, youngest kid in the American League right now. Just 21 years old, one of their top prospects. He's got good stuff.
Defensively behind Martes, Reddick, Marisnik, Springer, a very good outfield. Bregman, Correa, Altuve, Gurriel, very good infield. Ryan McCann, the veteran catcher. First pitch to Bregman is a strike. Francis Martes. Heard a lot about this young man. This one's chopped over the mound. Correa ranging to his left, and he throws out Brugman. So a youngster, 21 years old, 6 foot, 249 pounds, from Dominican Republic. MLB.com has him the 15th best prospect in all of Major League Baseball. He won his last start. That was his first Major League start. He beat the Rangers, went 5 innings, had 7 strikeouts. He is in the rotation, taking Lance McCullers' spot. McCullers on the disabled list. Angels or Astros people telling us about Martes, saying, yeah, he's the real deal. He may not be a finished product just yet.
Yep. Maybe
a year away from being completely ready to pitch every 5th day in a big league rotation. There's Lance McCullers on the disabled list. But I would guess, Mark, if Houston Astros call a team and say, hey, we want this guy, they're going to say, well, we want Martes. I mean, that's probably the first guy that teams are going to ask for. A 21-year-old who's fairly close to the big leagues, and he's got quite a ceiling. So.
Yeah, you'd have to think. I mean, you know, like I said, mid-90s fastball. It's kind of a slurve breaking ball. We saw that one up and into Pinder on the last pitch.
96 miles an hour.
You can kind of see how that fastball gets on you, though.
It's an easy 96.
Yes,
huh?
It's effortless. He's got a changeup, but that's still kind of the pitch that's in the works.
Grounded to the right side, right to Altuve. So 2 outs. Let's take a look at his motion. Seems like a pretty simple delivery.
Well, he's got a little bit of a rock back, and then he collects himself, but for just being 6 feet tall, you can see right over the top. Good arm action, and that's that downward angle that we talk about. That ball that Pinder just hit to second base is a fastball that's going straight down, and all Pinder could do with that was beat that into the ground. There was no chance of getting that elevated.
First pitch to Lowry is a strike. Well, interesting, Martes. He's not originally a Houston Astro. He's originally a Miami Marlin. But in 2014 at the trade deadline, came to the Astros along with Marisnik and an infielder named of Colin Moran, who is a very high prospect. Jared Cozart, a couple other players, and at that time, Martes was a very young pitcher in the lower minor leagues. But the Astros saw him, and that's who they wanted. So that's pretty good scouting by the Astros.
That's all it takes. Sometimes you just got to see a guy once to know whether you like him. This one, Brian McCann wanted this ball inside, and he missed away. Lowry went with it.
So Lowry with the base hit, and here's Chris Davis, who's the designated hitter tonight. Davis 0 for 3 last night. He had a walk. And he hits this one high in the air to right field. Springer's back. Springer's at the wall, and it is off the wall. Lowry with 2 outs running on the play. He will score easily, and the A's are on the board. It's 5-1. So Chris Davis gets his 46th RBI.
Well, I feel like we see this from Chris Davis a lot. A fastball that it almost seems like he's late on it, but he's not. The ball gets deep, and the power that he has, as high as he hits it, he's still able to drive it off the right field wall. Springer goes back, makes a jump, but it hits up above his glove. Marisnik backing him up, able to play it off the wall. Lowry running, obviously, with 2 outs. Able to score easily.
The A's get 1 of the runs back. And here's Yonder Alonso. Alonso rolls it foul. That's a good point. When you watch Chris Davis hit, it's such a unique style because his swing seems like it's pretty long.
Yeah.
But yet it's long in the strike zone.
Yep.
So when he hits it to right field, he hits behind it a little bit, which is kind of what you want to do.
You want to let it get deep, but like I said, there's times where you think that's almost a foul ball.
Yeah.
Or
Altuve with the shift on, throws to first side, retired. Chris Davis with an RBI double. So the A's score a run, headed to the second, 5-1 Astros.
Sports California is brought to you by Caltrans Stormwater. Keep our highways clean. Protect our water. ProtectEveryDrop.com.
So 5-1 the Astros lead, and Sonny Gray with a 38-pitch first inning. He needs a quick inning.
Well, this is one of those times you can't restart the first inning, but you can reset your mindset. You got to act as though it's a 0-0 game, and got to try and keep it there. Give your team a chance to claw back. There's nothing you can do about what happened in that first inning. You got to start over right here.
Yeah, you hate to see a 5-run inning, but if it's going to happen, let it happen early. He's already got 1 run back. Good pitch there, 1-2. Reddick this year against his former team is 3 for 15. He's having all kinds of trouble right now with the Astros. Astros have won 12 out of the last 13 games played between these two teams, and this is the one that hurts. They have won 7 in a row here at the Coliseum. Three, 4 years ago, the A's dominated the Astros. Now it's going the other way. This year, Astros are 5-1. So there they are. 2012, 2013, 2014. A's had those good teams. So Reddick strikes out, and that's the first out here in the second inning. And let's check in with Angela for the first time.
What better way to start your day, or actually to take your lunch break, than to have some special guest baristas serve you coffee. Tomorrow from 12 to 1 p.m. at the Pete's Coffee on Broadway in Oakland, Ryan Healy, Stephen Vogt, Liam Hendricks, and Yonder Alonso will be on hand, and their barista skills will be put to the test. Pete's will also be donating $2,500 to the Oakland A's Community Fund after the event. So go get your coffee served by some athletics tomorrow, guys. Back up to you.
All right, sounds like a good idea. Jose Altuve had a bunt single in the first inning. Altuve's first hit in this series.
And that ball he just chopped down the third base line. Those are the types of hits he gets. I'm almost surprised it wasn't fair. That's what he does.
And a hanger is hit high in the air to right center. Pinder's back, and Pinder near the wall makes the catch. Well, Altuve hit that ball well, comes up a little short, 2 outs. Pinder looks pretty comfortable in the outfield.
Now batting, number 1, Carlos Correa.
So with 2 outs, here's Carlos Correa. Correa hit into the 4-6-3 double play in the first inning. And speaking about that, the season series over the last handful of years, remember the Astros moved to the AL West in 2013. Well, 13 and 14, the A's had very, very good teams, and they really dominated the Astros. But it's been a little bit different the last couple of years. Astros were losing a lot of games back then.
Well, what, they lost 100-some for 3 years in a row, I believe.
They did. Yes, they did. They lost 106 in 2011, 107 in 2012, and 111 in 2013. And again, 13 was their first year in the AL West. You know what you get for that? You get Carlos Correa.
You get a lot of top draft
so bad.
picks.
That is not so bad. 3-0 pitch is a bit high. Correa was the first pick in the draft in 2012. So that was the good. The one that hurt them.
Number 16.
Well, they're not going to talk about it, but we are. Is they had the first pick, and it may have been the next year, 2013, and they took Mark Appel, a pitcher, and the Cubs had the second pick, and they took Chris Bryant. So it goes with the draft.
Well, anytime you're drafting kids like that, you don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I know there's a lot of first rounders that make it, but there's also a lot that don't. And you just never know how someone's going to develop, whether injuries. Appel has had, when they drafted him, he had a lot of struggles with command.
Yeah, he's from out here. He's from the Danville area. But yeah, I mean, he was a legitimate guy. I mean, everybody.
They thought he was going to be in the big leagues in the next, like in a year.
Yep. Cubs said, all right, we'll take Chris Bryant. 1-1 to McCann. Alonso on the backhand, steps on the bag side, retired. So a runner left. Better inning for Sonny Gray. Bottom of the second coming up.
Every device. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live. Plus, get a free subscription to At Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details.
Swim team night here at the Oakland Coliseum.
We should wear those.
We could or not. I mean, just something we can discuss in the break.
We can talk about that later.
Yeah. Good effort by those guys, though.
They look good on them.
Yeah. 5-1, the Astros lead as Ryan Healy leads off against Francis Martez. And the first pitch, a little bit hot. Healy at 280, 17 homers, 42 runs batted in. Healy was 0 for 4 last night. Struck out a couple of times. Fastball in, and now it's 3-0. And it's a 4-pitch walk. So the A's have their leadoff man aboard. And interesting development today. The Oakland A's and The Bay Area Council Economic Institute released an economic impact report on the impact it would have a new baseball stadium. A new Oakland A's stadium would generate $3.05 billion in economic impacts for Oakland, also creating 2,000 construction jobs. Attendance would go up by 1 million, and there's the breakdown of how they got to the over $3 billion. Construction-related spending, game day spending, ballpark operations. It's a very in-depth and a very lengthy report. And again, this is not something thrown together by the Athletics. This is done by a prestigious company, the Bay Area Council Economic Institute. They looked at a lot of different things. And that is what they got. They put all this together. And those numbers are based on the first 10 years of stadium operations. So very interesting stuff. A's president Dave Kaval is going to talk about that earlier today. We're going to let you know what he has to say as Reddick backs up. He's got it. So let's hear from A's president Dave Kaval about that economic impact report.
I think it shows that the ballpark not only is a great thing for our fans and the fan experience, but also for the community at large. The jobs that will be created, economic impact, and the vibrancy it'll create for Oakland. So it's a very exciting time for our organization. We're very happy with these results. It's something that I think we're very pleased with, and we think it is something that on a go-forward basis that many people will receive very positively.
Well, it tells you a lot. It tells you, I mean, the title of it is pretty self-explanatory. It's an economic impact report, and all the numbers are pretty darn positive. So we got our fingers crossed sometime soon. The Oakland A's will be playing in a new ballpark. 5-1 Astros lead after 2. We are excited to talk with the A's Director of Scouting, Eric Kubota, who joins us in the booth. You do this once a year, and that means that you've signed your #1 draft pick.
That's true. Yep.
His name is Austin Beck. He was here today putting on a show. Good-looking kid, strong high school kid, so you guys must be thrilled.
We're very excited. It's like Christmas Day when we sign our first-round pick, so it's always an exciting day for us.
Now, you've been in charge of, I believe it's 16 A's drafts now. You've picked from very early to later in the rounds. Is there a little more, I don't know, their nervousness if you have like a top 10 pick, which you had last year and you had this year? Is there that feeling like, man, We can't miss on the number 6 pick or the number 5 pick or the number 4 pick.
Or the number 2
or
pick.
Or the number 2 pick in Mark Mulder. That's right.
We always feel like we can't miss. So, but certainly when you're picking high, there's a little bit more pressure involved. So.
Well, the young man took batting practice today. And I know he was here at the Coliseum a couple weeks ago, maybe a little bit longer than that. Working out for you guys. Was that so? And everybody said he put on a great show. And was that sort of the thing that put the decision over the top? Or, quite frankly, Eric, was the decision already made if he was going to be there that this is the guy you're going to take?
We had a really strong feeling about him before the workout. I kind of liken the workout to the cherry on top of the sundae. That just kind of just made us feel even surer in our opinion.
So this is Austin Beck taking batting practice. Right-handed hitter. Remember, he's just a high school kid, so he's 18 years old, huh?
That's right.
It's amazing, huh? My first thought when I saw him, he looked like a right-handed Reddick.
Yeah.
You know, with the hair and just kind of his body type.
Somebody said that to Josh up in the clubhouse. I think he came down to look for himself. So
that's a great picture right there. So I mean, I saw his name early on when the draft. Mock drafts come out, but when did you guys first notice it? How far can we go back here? A couple years, a year? I mean, when did he come on the radar?
Probably a sophomore year.
Really?
Our scouts in that area were.
So no secrets here with this kid.
Not at all. The one thing, he got hurt at the end of his junior year and missed the showcases. So he was a little bit unknown to the rest of us. Our scouts in North Carolina had a very strong feel about him.
So Gurriel grounds out, so that's 2 outs. We're speaking with Eric Caboto, the A's director of scouting. So there's some of the high school numbers. North Davidson High School in North Carolina. So
number 2,
obviously you got a whole cast of scouts. So who's the scout that saw him first?
Well, Neil Avent's the area scout,
okay.
And he's here with the Beck family. So it's a really nice thing for him to be here and with his first-round pick. So it started with him, and we just went up the chain.
2 away as Sonny Gray trying to have another easy inning after that rough first inning. Well, I know today, was it today you signed your the competitive balance pick, Kevin Merrill? Is that true?
That's correct. Yep.
When I look at the list of all the names you guys signed, is there anyone that's further down that maybe you look at as like one of those sleepers that maybe you feel you got him a little lower, but he might be one of those guys that turns into something?
Well, there's actually a local kid from Fresno State who had a huge year offensively. Came here to the workout, our big workout, about a week ago, and was very impressive. His name's Aaron Arruda. We took him in the 12th round. We kind of think there's a chance he could be a sleeper like that.
Love those sleepers, huh?
Always love those sleepers. The Ryan Doles of the world make a draft.
That's right. Well, last year A.J. Puck, the 6th pick in the draft as well, and he's already in Double-A, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, it's been very exciting. AJ's been. We're extremely excited when we were able to draft him last year, but we're even happier now with his progress.
Yeah, he's pitching great, so that's good news. So Austin Beck is headed to Arizona, correct? He will start his professional career down there. And that's where I guess most of the real young kids go, right?
The high school drafts generally start in Arizona. We jokingly call it the Fire League. It's a little warm down there.
You think? That's where I live. Trust me, I'm going home in a couple of days, and I'm not excited about it.
So it's a baptism by fire, literally, for Austin.
Are they still doing the 8, 9 o'clock games?
No, we play night games now.
Oh, really?
Night games, yeah.
Boy.
All night games.
Doesn't really get dark till about 8 something, so it's still fire at 6, 7 o'clock.
I've come out of a Fire League game at 10 o'clock, and it's over 100. So.
That's an early draft pick for you, Daniel Gossett. He's in the big leagues.
Yeah, and it's actually a funny story because Neil Avent signed Daniel too, so he got to come with the Becks, but he also got to see Gossett pitch last night, so it was a nice thing.
That's cool.
Well, you got a couple players, Deichmann, your 2nd pick, and Brian Howard there with LSU, and LSU's in the College World Series. Do you tend to kind of wait till the College World Series is over to get these kids in the fold?
Yeah, we have to wait until it's over to officially sign them.
Okay.
We've had conversations with the representatives, and we feel like it should happen in fairly short order once the College World Series ends.
Bregman is hit by the pitch. So the new rules, slotting rules, where the amount of money is somewhat set, has that made your life and the organization's life quite a bit easier in signing these kids?
I'm not sure it makes it easier. I mean, the one thing it does, it makes it easier for us to get the players out early so they don't miss a whole summer. I know Mark didn't sign until very late. They don't miss that first summer, and it's really a good indoctrination for them into professional baseball.
Yeah, see, that's huge to be able to get out there and get playing.
So,
I didn't sign until I don't think September or October. So, you know, I went out to Instructs in Arizona and then the Arizona Fall League right away. And you know, that would have been awesome to have been able to get your feet in the, just get going, get your feet wet and start with professional baseball had I been able to sign in June or July and do that right away.
But maybe if there's one group that probably doesn't hurt quite as much to miss some time, would be a college pitcher, right?
Right.
A guy who maybe throws some fair amount of innings in college.
Right. Yeah, you're probably going to limit his innings anyways, but being able to get them out and get their feet wet, like Mark said, I mean, that's a huge benefit.
Well, Eric, great job again, and we wish Austin Beck all the best of luck.
Thanks.
So
Appreciate
take a couple days off, all right?
We'll try.
Eric Komodo, the A's Director of Scouting, has been our guest. 5-1 Astros. Five, the A's won. So a great conversation with Eric Komodo. He's a busy man, but he's a good man. We always enjoy talking to him. Director of Scouting. Has overseen the last 16 drafts for the Athletics. So he sees a lot of amateur baseball in a short period of time.
Well, I was talking to him in Vuce's office before the game, and he's talking about my draft, all these other guys, this and that. I mean, he knew more about it than I did.
Yeah. But Austin Beck took batting practice with one of the later groups today, which was fun for him, I'm sure. But you said when you were drafted, Mark, and obviously you were the second pick, so about as high as you can get outside of Pat Burrell, which I know he reminds you that all the time.
Yeah.
But you threw a bullpen, right?
Yeah, I came here
at the Coliseum.
I threw a bullpen and went to Arizona after.
So here is the youngster Austin Beck, the first-round draft pick, as he was chatting before the game.
I mean, it's really exciting. It's kind of always what you dreamed of doing as a little kid. I mean, just the work's just starting. It's really exciting. I mean, the last couple of days have kind of flown by. I mean, I was kind of anxious to get out here, and the weeks coming up to this kind of went by really slow. But once I got out here, it kind of flew by.
So again, he is on his way to Arizona, or he will be tomorrow morning. Join up with the A's rookie league team. So he'll play a lot of baseball this summer.
Couldn't imagine being picked that high right out of high school. I mean, it's...
Well, you were drafted out of high school, right?
I was, but really late. I mean, I was 55th round, which they don't even go 50 rounds anymore. So quite different. But to be... I personally, I wouldn't have been ready to have gone and played minor league baseball at that age. I wasn't mature enough. I wasn't ready for it.
Well, it's a whole different deal. But when you're coming out of high school, you have to add into the equation that you maybe, well, not maybe, you are leaving home for the first time.
Yeah.
As Brugman strikes out.
Well, just a good fastball right here. Martez just kind of rears back. That's 97 miles an hour. And you can see by the way he threw it, he tried to put a little extra on that. Still able to locate it and threw it right by him.
So here's Pinder. I remember playing with a kid in the minor leagues who was a very high draft pick, 3rd round pick, right out of high school, and he was a very talented kid, and you could tell. But I felt so bad for him because he was so homesick. Yeah. He just couldn't relax and play because he wanted to get home after the game just to call home, and you felt bad for him because you could tell he was just scuffling with being away from home. But 17, 18 years old, and you're playing every night, grinding.
Well, and it's all you're doing. You're that young, and it's your life. And as great as
that one is belted, and that baby is gone. Pinder homers, and it's 5-2. That one was further than Springer's homer.
Well, we've seen a few up in this little left center field section. Healy hit one the other day. Matt Holliday hit one the other day. And this one from Pinder might be the furthest of those 3 to go into that corner right above the clock. Almost hitting those windows, and he knew it. Watch his reaction. He puts his head down. And watch where this ball lands. It almost hits those windows right into the last row in front of the suites.
So 9 home runs for Chad Pinder. Among American League rookies, of course, Judge on top. But Pinder is on the list.
Well, this is what I'm talking about. Sonny Gray went out, put up a 0.
Well, the A's creep a little bit closer as Gurriel grabs the line drive. Now, after 3 innings, it's 5-2 thanks to Pinder's long home run. Take a look at it. Watch where it lands.
versus the Twins, 15,000 fans will receive a G-Eazy bobblehead that plays an audio message from the man himself, all presented by Majestic. This bobblehead features Oakland's own G-Eazy, the world-famous rapper and lifelong A's fan. Plus, he will be at the game to throw out the ceremonial first pitch that night. For tickets, visit athletics.com/promotions.
Top of the 4th inning. George Springer swings at the first pitch. So Sonny Gray, after really kind of a disastrous first inning, much better in the second and much better in the third. He's walked 4 and struck out 1 overall. So if he could just keep rolling along and let the A's slowly creep back into it, they've done it a little bit. Cue shot. Alonso stays with it. So Springer is retired. So 1 out for Josh Reddick.
Now batting, number 22, Josh Reddick.
So Reddick seems to be happy in Houston. Got a very nice free agent contract with the Astros. A 4-year, $52 million deal. A little bit closer to his home. But he did a good job for the Athletics. Fan favorite. And he played on some pretty good teams for the A's. Reddick walked and scored in the first and then struck out in the second. Count even at 1-1. Reddick's big year was 2012 when he hit 32 home runs and hit 80 or had 85 RBIs. That was his first year with the Athletics. Played in 114 games in 2013, 109 in 2014. Spent a little time on the disabled list there. 2-2 the count. Careless Whisper, that was his walk-up song for a while. It was a big hit. Kind of came out of nowhere. And somehow it just worked. Softened the moment a little bit. Got a Gold Glove, did Reddick in 2012.
You know, he had that one good year, but I guess when I look back at him, he was just consistent.
Yeah.
You knew what you were going to get day in and day out. He was going to give you a good effort. He was going to give you good at-bats.
Yeah, and you know what? He always played hard, and he still does.
Yep.
And he drills that one to center field for a base hit. So Reddick has his first hit tonight. So 6 hits now for the Astros.
Well, 3-2 fastball, another mislocation. This one comes back over the middle.
Now batting.
I think that was a backup cutter. I think he tried running something in on his hands and it got on the side of it, almost like a BP sinker, and Reddick was all over it.
So here's Altuve, who has singled, and he hit a fly ball pretty well to right field. Fastball is high. Every year, Jose Altuve is all over the American League leaderboards, and it's no different this year. Shoots that one foul. He's 3rd in the league in hits, 3rd in the league in batting average, 3rd in the league in on-base percentage. He's 4th in doubles. He's 6th in runs.
Anything else?
No. Well, I could probably find something.
Yeah. He's kind of a free swinger, but someone who doesn't strike out that much.
Yep. He's hard to describe as a hitter. Yeah, he's only struck out 41 times in 268, making 269 at bats, so that's not very much.
And when you talk to people about, okay, what's your approach again? What should the approach be? What's the book on him? The reality is there really isn't one.
No.
You got to just change locations, change speeds. You can get him to chase, though.
Once in a while, he'll do that.
Or you just throw a filthy sinker at 90 miles an hour down in the zone, right down the middle of the plate, and he swings and falls.
He doesn't care.
This one, he's just trying to do damage. He tried to do too much. That ball had a lot of movement.
He even falls down fast.
Right? I mean, look at the sink on this. That's that downward angle, that tilt that we talk about. Swung right over the top.
And he misses that one in the dirt. So Vogt will pick it up, and Altuve's out. Second strikeout for Sonny Gray.
Well, and that's what I said. You can expand on him once you get to 2 strikes, and you can get him to chase pitches down and away. And this is exactly what Sonny does. This breaking ball, that's almost bouncing right in the front corner of the left-handed batter's box. And I talked about how he's a free swinger, but lots of times he's able to put the ball in play. That time he wasn't.
So 2 outs with Reddick at first, and here's Carlos Correa. Correa has hit into a double play, and he has walked very close. Reddick just got back.
Good quick move from Sonny, and a good throw where Alonso can make a quick tag. Reddick able to get back in time, though.
Reddick's always been a pretty good base runner. Not necessarily a huge base stealer, but a good base runner. He's got 3 this year. He's been thrown out twice. Reddick and Alonso, teammates for half the year last year before Reddick was dealt to the Dodgers. So 83 pitches for Sonny Gray. A little bit low. Defense plays straight away for Carlos Correa. He's got power to all field, so doesn't really do much good to play him to pull. High in the air toward right, playable for Pinder. Pinder says, I got it, and he does. Side retired. So Reddick with a single. He is stranded. Bottom of the 4th coming up. Astros 5, the A's 2.
Baseball on NBC Sports California is brought to you by Max Muscle Sports Nutrition Petaluma. NPC athlete Lori Mathis is there to help you get in shape this summer.
Shy Park Tavern, busy as always. Why not? It's a fun place, good atmosphere, good food, good drinks. Why wouldn't it be busy? It was busy down there too. So Chris Davis to lead it off, and the first pitch to Davis is hit into left field for a base hit. Chris Davis, a single and a double, and let's check in with Angela.
Guys, I had a chance to speak to Yonder Alonso before the game, and being from Miami, he has spoken a lot about what it means to be able to play at the All-Star game and what it would mean to him. But he said, you know, he doesn't really think about it, and he focuses on the night and what he's got to do in the now. But he did say that it means the world to have his teammates behind him for his All-Star campaign. He's in second place right now behind Royals' Eric Hosmer. So go right now to athletics.com/vote. There are only 9 days left, and you can vote 5 times daily. So let's send Yonder Alonso to the All-Star game. Guys, back up to you.
He certainly deserves it. 17 home runs, 37 RBIs, hitting over 300. His ranks in the American League, he's second in the league in slugging percentage and second in OPS. 8th in home runs, 10th in batting average. So he's certainly got as good a chance as any. But I mean, if you just look at the A's team, there probably isn't a pitcher who's going to go. Chris Davis, he's always a candidate with his home runs. Ryan Healy's having a terrific season. And Yonder Alonso. So again, we're just sort of kicking this around, but Jed Lowry's having a good year.
Yep.
That one is sliced toward left. Reddick hustling over. Reddick, it tips off his glove. And it rolls into the corner. Davis to third. He'll stop there as the throw comes all the way through, and the A's catch a break. It's second and third, nobody out. We don't see Reddick do that very often. He had a pretty good beat on it.
He did. It was a tough play, a long way to go. Pitch down. Alonso drives it the other way, and this had a lot of tail to it. It was moving away from Reddick. You can see the slicing action. Reddick got a good jump on it, and when he gets there, he's definitely sure-handed, and he usually makes this play. This one hits right off the end of his glove. You can kind of see him look away from it at the last minute. Right there, watch there, his head turns before he makes that catch. I don't know if maybe he was losing his balance. Tough play either way, but a play that he normally makes.
So it goes as a double. And Healy lines one to left. Reddick hustling over this time. He reaches up to make the catch. Davis hustles home. Sacrifice fly for Healy, and now it's 5-3. The A's keep chipping away.
Well, that's what we talked about. That's what they have to do. They got to find a way to just get a run here, get a run there. Sonny Gray's put up 0 since that first inning and given the A's a chance to get back in this.
So Healy gets his 43rd RBI. Check this out. Since May 14th, Ryan Healy has the second most RBIs in the American League. Moustakas, Healy, Zunino. Mike Zunino is playing extremely well. Had a couple of home runs last night for Seattle. So here's Vogt. So the A's will get 2 shots to get Alonso home. Well, Sonny Gray's got to be feeling a little bit better. Francis Martez has not had a 3-up, 3-down inning in this game. He did get a big double play in the second inning. So he only faced 3 hitters in that inning. In the dirt. And now it's 2-0.
Well, and while he's had a good fastball in this game, the breaking ball hasn't been there for Martez. We heard a lot about it. We heard how it's one of his better pitches, but so far he has not been able to command it, and the A's have been able to kind of sit on a lot of fastballs.
Vogt waits on the 2-0, and that's outside. 3-0.
So he's trying to throw that slider for a strike, and you could see how lazy he kind of got with that. He got underneath it. It didn't really do a whole lot.
So on deck is Rajai Davis. And that misses high. So now the A's have 2 on and only 1 out. Now 2 walks for Martez, just 1 strikeout.
Now batting left fielder.
Brent Strom, the pitching coach, is going to come out and talk to his youngster. So 40 pitches for Martez. Well, Greg Papa, Kelly Johnson, and Ray Ratto bring you the best hour of sports talk in the Bay Area, the happy hour. It's tonight after A's postgame live. Looks like Carlos Correa helping out the situation a little bit. So here's Rajai Davis, who hit into a 6-4-3 double play in the 2nd inning. Alonso at second, Vogt at first. Fastball is high, 93 miles an hour. A's have scored single runs in the 1st, the 3rd, and here in the 4th. Looking for more, though, in this inning.
Well, Martez isn't going to want to go 2-1. I think that Rajai's got to look heater right here and be ready.
And that one's hit toward Altuve. What a backhand play. Throw to first, and it's a double play. Terrific play by Jose Altuve as he backhanded an in-between hop and turned it into a 4-6-3 double play. So the A's get 1 run. We're headed to the 5th. 5-3 Astros. game. Top of the 5th inning. So Sonny Gray will face McCann, Beltran, and Gurriel here in the top of the 5th. First pitch to Brian McCann is low. McCann an RBI double in the 1st and a ground out in the 2nd. So the tough 1st inning, 5 runs and 5 hits and a couple of walks as well, but much better since then. As much as Sonny has settled down, it's still going to be a game where the bullpens will need to be used a fair amount.
Yep. Yeah, you'd love to see him, have that 5-8 pitch inning right here. Then he can go back out for the 6th.
That one got a piece of McCann. McCann coming over from the Yankees in the offseason. Middle of that long contract he signed with New York. This is the 4th year of the 5-year contract. Good years in New York, but Yankees had the young catcher Gary Sanchez, and maybe that McCann was expendable and the Astros wanted him. And a high fastball, 2-2.
Well, it's another example of what the Astros have done, mixing in those veteran guys with Beltran, Reddick. Then you have those young guys with Springer, Altuve, Correa.
Well, it's the right time to do it when you're close. Yep. And the Astros last couple years have been close. They've gone out and added these veteran guys. So 2-2 the count to Brian McCann. And it's hung on by Stephen Vogt. So that's the 3rd strikeout. Let's check out this double play that ended the bottom of the 4th. What a terrific play.
And what makes it even better is that's a cue shot off the end of the bat. So I know it's a short hop to Altuve, but that's got some funky spin on it. Able to keep it in the glove, and then that nonchalant flip to Correa, and as athletic as Correa is, even though he's running to his left, able to turn and throw across his body and get enough on it to get Rajay at first.
He's fun to watch, Jose Altuve, even though he will torment you if he's doing his thing and you're playing against him, but he is fun. He's good for baseball. Beltran slaps a single in the left field. So that's the first hit for Carlos Beltran. Here's our true story for tonight, brought to you by McDonald's. August 15th of 2013, Sonny gets his first major league win in his 2nd big league start, and it was against these Astros. He went 8 innings, no runs, 9 strikeouts, 118 pitches. So that was the first big league win for Sonny Gray. 4 of his career wins have come against the Astros. He has a 40-33 career record.
Wait, so somebody threw 118 pitches?
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Just a couple years ago. Gurriel had a big hit in this game, a double. Scored a run, knocked in a run, and then he grounded to 3rd in the 3rd. Tapped foul, a little bit of a hanger by Sonny Gray, rolls into the A's dugout. Last night the Astros had 4 runs and 9 hits. They hit 3 home runs. They've hit 1 home run so far tonight. that bat, tucks it around his helmet. See guys do that. Better have a quick bat though if you're going to do that, because it takes a while for the bat to get where it is all the way down to the hitting zone.
Yeah, you see some guys kind of wrap it around there, but the majority of them, they get it back to where it needs to be as the pitch is up. Pitcher's about to deliver that ball. You know, you can do anything you want prior, but you got to get your hands back. And
swung right over top that pitch. A lot of sinking life on that one.
Yeah, that's Sonny's changeup. He'll throw that 88 to 90. It's firm for a changeup, but when it's on that same plane, good arm action.
Now batting, number 2, Alex.
You can see the sink and Gurriel with that long swing.
So 2 away here in the top of the 5th, and that'll bring up Alex Bregman.
And the good hair. I mean, that's tough to do.
Yeah,
that takes some serious effort right there.
Bregman, a 2-run single in the 1st and a walk in the 3rd. Bregman last night was 2 for 4. Made a costly base running mistake. He was picked off second base. But still a couple of hits. With all this chatter about the draft picks and the A's, Austin Beck in the house. Beck, 6th overall pick. Bregman was the 2nd overall pick in the 2015 draft. So he's a very high draft pick. Taps that one foul. Bregman went to LSU. Terrific college baseball program. They're in the College World Series. Bregman brought up last year. He'll be another fine young player for a long time for these Astros. So with Sonny Gray at 100 pitches, Daniel Colomb starts to throw, and that's probably a good idea. Sonny has worked hard tonight, even in these innings where he has settled down some. Well, he's been in that stretch a lot. 3-1 pitch, up and away, and he walked him.
You got it right. This has kind of been one of those starts that, even though he's pitched well after that first inning, it's been a grind. Yeah. And these are the ones that mentally wear you down. It's not the 100 pitches. It's the fact that there's been a lot of guys on base, a lot of deep counts, behind in the count, a lot of 2-0, 3-1, 1-0. And when you have those, that mentally wears you out more than physically.
I'm just trying to look here as quick as I can. How many batters he's faced without being in the stretch? Obviously Springer to start the game. I got 7. Does that sound right to you?
Yeah.
So only 7 batters in this game where he has not been in the stretch. First inning he was in the stretch after Reddick, because he walked Reddick after Springer. Curve, Marisnick swung over top.
Batter number 6, Dave Marisnick.
Marisnick has reached on an air, and he has hit a fly ball to right field. Beltran, Bergman are your runners. Kind of a hanger. Marisnick hits it very high and foul.
Yeah, Sonny got away with one there. As hot as Marisnick's been, homers the last couple nights. This is exactly, you can see he's all over this pitch. He just happened to get underneath it a little bit.
So the crowd getting into it. Sonny trying to get back in the dugout. Pitch number 104 coming up. His high this year in pitches is 106.
Well, this is where maybe they're not on the same page, and it's better to go out and talk about it. If Sonny wants to throw a certain pitch, maybe Vogt just wants to know why. Or the other way around, if Vogt doesn't feel comfortable with whatever Sonny wants to throw.
So no sign needed here. 0-2 the count. Sharp breaking ball blocked nicely by Vogt. 1-2 the count. 5 walks, 4 strikeouts for Sonny Gray.
You got to trust your catcher. Keep that ball down. You're trying to get a chase pitch. Your catcher's ready for that. Vogt with a good block.
Vogt sets up outside. And that one just a touch low. So Marisnick a good take.
Well, if Sonny gets this up a little bit, it'd be close to the corner, but it started down, and Marisnick recognized that, able to lay off it.
Two pitch, a fastball pitch straight foul.
And if you're a pitcher right there, or even Stephen Vogt, you realize how late Marisnick is on that pitch. You slowed him down with a few breaking balls. You went sinker away, which missed. That one he's late on.
Marisnick hold up. Yes, he did. Made a little bit of an effort and then was able to hold up. So now the count is 3-2. Beltran and Bregman will take off.
Well, another curveball in the dirt. Marisnick able to recognize that pitch. This is a big pitch here for Sonny. Marisnick's going to be looking heater. And if you got enough confidence in that breaking ball, you can probably throw that right here.
Runners go, and a swing and a miss. So down and in, Marisnick strikes out. So a couple of runners stranded. Sonny strikes out 3 in the 5th.
4th of July headache with family-friendly fireworks a day early with the A's. The biggest and best fireworks show in Northern California, presented by MLB The Show, only on PlayStation. We'll follow the A's White Sox game on July 3rd. Plus, you can enjoy this free fireworks show right on the field. For tickets, visit athletics.com/happy. That's athletics.com/happy. Sonny doesn't look happy.
Rosales hits the first one in the air, shallow right center. Marisnick comes in. So on one pitch, Rosales is retired. One out here in the bottom of the 5th. All right, tonight's Cold Hard Facts brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. The last 4 major league teams to start with a 47-24 record or better. Interesting. Cubs did it last year. We know what happened there. White Sox in 2005. You know what happened there. The Mariners in 2003, and they did not make the postseason. Atlanta Braves did it in 2003. They went on to win 101 games, but they lost in the division series. So, interesting stuff. That is where the Astros sit right now. 47-24. Well, I don't remember the Mariners collapsing like that. You must have remembered. Was it 2003?
That was 03.
2003.
Yeah, that was when we played the Red Sox.
Yeah.
In the playoffs.
It's been a while for the Mariners. They're trying to get back to the postseason. A's will see the Mariners in Seattle right before the All-Star break, a 4-game series at Safeco Field. 1-2 to Brugman, 2-2 to Jacob Brugman, who has grounded out and struck out. Let's check out how the Mariners are doing tonight. They are leading the Tigers 3-2 in the 5th inning. That one's not close. 3-2. Just like that, we got a little marine layer coming in, and it has cooled off considerably in the last half hour or so. Just missed outside. I think Martis thought maybe it was a strike.
And time now for the Jeep drive of the game. We are going back to Chad Pinder's home run. This ball is crushed. Francis Martez, he wasn't very happy about that pitch. You saw his reaction. But a big home run for Pinder, and boy, would we like another one of those right here.
Pinder now with 9 home runs, 24 RBIs. Remember now, I gave you those numbers, 9 and 24, and they have come in 44 games. If you want to stretch that out a little bit, you can see why the A's like the power of Chad Pinder. That one off the foot. That hard sinker down and in, and that's the one that usually gets guys.
Well, this hurts. That got him actually on the outside of his right knee.
That's a great reaction.
Because you're so angry.
I'm
you're
not laughing
angry
at
that it
him,
happened.
I'm laughing with him, if there is such a thing. He just sat down and said, yeah, it hurts a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to show it, but I'm a little hacked off right now. Over McCann, and Brugman will go to second. One shot right past Brian McCann.
Well, this seems like a cross-up. McCann is looking for a cutter or slider down, and he gets 97. upstairs. You're not ready for that. You cross. It's kind of hard to cross up your catcher when there's not a man on second. You're only given one sign. I mean, you're just putting down one number. So, and there are times at night where maybe you can't see the other fingers, but chances are he's putting down 3 fingers, not 2.
Yeah.
Not 1. He apparently only saw 1.
I've not seen a knuckleball. Nasty slider there, though. 1 and 2 on the slider, and Pinder strikes out. This may have been one of the better sliders he's thrown tonight.
Well, and I've talked about how he hasn't commanded his slider, and that one's nasty. That goes straight down, almost with split type action. Starts it right on the black away and runs it off the plate.
So 2 out. See if Lowry can get Brugman home. First pitch is a fastball, a little bit inside, 94 miles an hour.
You know, Martez, I for some reason just realized he's only at 55 pitches. It seems as though he's thrown a lot more than that.
Sure does.
And he's had a few deep counts, but he's gotten a lot of quick outs though too.
Yeah, a couple double plays certainly helps. Inside, 2-0. Yeah, I would have just off the top of my head, if I were guessing, I would have said 75.
Yeah. I almost had to do a double take when I looked at it. I didn't believe it.
Plus he's got 3 walks. To Lowry and a fastball. I think Lowry was looking for a fastball and he got one. So 2-1 to Lowry, who singled and scored in the first and then lined out in the third. Lowry with 25 RBIs on the year, looking for 26. Now he's sitting on a 3-1 count.
And Martez, that's 4 straight fastballs in on Lowry, so he's trying to crowd him. And this one, you're going to see Lowry ready for a heater right here. You got 3-1. You can't be too fine on the inner half, and if you don't make a good pitch and it comes back over, Lowry's going to be ready for that.
Foul straight back. Almost looks like Martez maybe getting a little frustrated, maybe with himself.
Yeah.
Because even that time he did not that Brugman's going to take off and steal, but he really never looked at second base. Sometimes guys start to rush a little bit. They just want to get out of the inning.
Well, especially for a young guy. Just his second big league start. But that pitch, just like I said, it came back over the middle. Lowry had a good hack at it. He's going to get another one right here.
And that one on the outside corner, strike 3 call. Lowry disagrees with Jordan Baker. So back-to-back strikeouts for Francis Martez to get out of the inning. A runner stranded as we're going to the 6th. Astros 5, A's 3.
A's Baseball on NBC Sports California is brought to you by Roaring Camp Railroads. Looking for the kid inside you? Where's the last place you saw him? You'll find him at Roaring Camp, where everyone rides for the kids' fair weekdays after 2 p.m.
So top of the 6th inning, the Astros leading the A's 5-3. Francis Martez, who got a couple of big strikeouts to end the bottom of the 5th inning. New pitcher for the A's. It's John Axford. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. Axford pitched last night. 21 pitches, back out there tonight. And he's facing the top of this Astros lineup. Astros with 7 hits in the game. And for Sonny Gray, 7 runs, 5 hits, 5 walks. 4 walks, 5 strikeouts. 108 pitches. So obviously the first inning, it's tough to recover from a first inning. Now you can settle down certainly, but it's cost you so many pitches, and in Sonny's case cost him 38.
Well, we go back to that strike 3 on Lowry, just off the plate. Jed's got a good eye. He knows that strike zone. That's why he argued. It was a good pitch, but it was off the plate.
So 3-1 to Springer. Reddick to follow, and then Altuve. That one is drilled towards center. Brugman is there. He's got it. So with 1 out, Reddick steps up. He's been on base a couple of times, walked and scored in the first.
Josh Reddick.
Struck out in the second, singled in the fourth. Overall hitting .283 now. Astros sent down the young man that hit the home run last night, Derek Fisher, who's another very highly thought of prospect. The Astros have a bunch of them. That one hit high in the air down the left field line. And Healy, watch it drop into the seats. So 0-2 to Reddick. So Fisher goes back to the minor leagues. Reddick off the concussion DL. Astros also have Nori Aoki as extra outfielder. Fastball in from Axford. Last night the A's used Axford, Hendricks, and Smith. These have been operating with 8 relievers for most of the year. That one hit well to left center field. Rajai Davis is back. Rajai Davis is at the wall, and it's off the wall. Bounces back toward the infield, and Reddick has a double. So an opposite field double for Josh Reddick, his 13th double this year.
Reddick gives this one a ride. A breaking ball, hanging in the middle of the zone. He puts a good swing on it. I didn't think it was going to go that far, but he got a lot of backspin on that. You could see him catch that one out in front and just missed a home run by just a couple feet. Brugman backing that up nicely.
Colon gets up again. He was up last inning. So here's Altuve. And Altuve takes a rip at a high fastball, fouls it back. Altuve's 1 for 3. He singled in the first. 1 for 7 in the series. Altuve with 88 hits on the year, leading the Astros in third in the league. Good breaking ball from Axford. Jordan Baker didn't like it. Thought it was off the plate. Check out the hits for Altuve. 225, 200, and 216. So 3 consecutive seasons of at least 200 hits.
It's hard to do.
That
Be
is
that
very
consistent.
hard to do.
Be that consistent. Stay that healthy.
He is playing in his 900th career game tonight. He was an MVP candidate last year. One pitch. Healy knocks it down. Ball comes right back to him, and he throws out Altuve for the second out. Two away.
Well, Healy got an in-between hop here, and you can see he wasn't letting this one past him. He got his body in front, played it off his chest, got it on the hop, and made a good throw. Hits him up towards the heel of the glove, but takes his time. The ball got to him quickly and made a good throw.
So here's Carlos Correa. Carlos Correa is 0 for 2. Strike on the inside corner. He walked in the second inning. So Correa 0 for 5 in the series. Reddick dancing off second big time. Timeout was called in. Timeout was called by vote, but I know sometimes the runner dancing around at second base can be very disturbing to the hitter.
Yep, and as a pitcher, you just got to make him come to a stop, which Axford was doing. He was just waiting him out.
In for a strike, and it's 0-2.
Well, 2 good cut fastballs. Axford the first one, maybe he didn't want it inside, but it was. Got strike 1. This one's a little better. Down and away.
So the A's trying to keep the Astros at 5. They scored 5 in the very first inning. Oh, 2 pitch is line foul. Maybe not where Axford wanted it. It was up a little bit.
But 0-2, you got to get it up. That was still a very hittable pitch. Correa a little late on it.
Another 0-2 pitch coming up from Axford to Correa. Reddick runs, and the ball is right down the middle. Strike 3 called, so it doesn't matter. So Reddick is stranded. Bottom of the 6th coming up. It'll be Davis, Alonso, and Healy.
Turn back the clock to the early 2000s on Saturday, July 1st. The team will wear black jerseys from the era, and 15,000 fans will receive a dual bobblehead of Miguel Tejada and Barry Zito, presented by New Era Caps. For tickets to this game against the Braves, visit athletics.com/promotions.
So here's Chris Davis. Alonso to follow, and then Healy. Davis has had a good night. A single, a double, a run scored, and an RBI. So first pitch to Davis, just a little bit low from Francis Martez. Strikeouts and 3 walks for Martez, and that one is lined to left, and that's another hit. Reddick has it pop out of his glove. Davis is going to try for second. The throw is not in time. Davis gets in just ahead of the Altuve tag. So Reddick had it just pop out of his glove momentarily. Looks like Chris Davis. Nice slide with the left hand.
You can see it, the throw. If it was on the other side of Altuve and he could have swiped with his glove hand, there might have been a play, but because it was to his right side, he had to turn the long way. Good throw from Reddick.
Now batting first baseman, number 17.
So it goes as a double. Let's see if Chris Davis comes off here. See, both hands were off the bag for a short period of time, but I don't know that Altuve held the tag.
I mean, just from my look right there, I'm kind of surprised they didn't challenge that.
Yeah.
It seemed as though he still kind of had the glove on the right shoulder. But
so Chris Davis 3 for 3. Yonder Alonso will try to knock him in. Swing and a miss. High hard one, 0-2 the count.
elevated fastball, and Alonso just couldn't lay off it. 94 miles an hour up in the zone. Just looked too good.
You saw Tony Sipp starting to throw. That's Michael Feliz as well, who's standing down there. Take by Alonso, 1-2 the count. Healy will be next. Alonso with a ground out and a double so far. Oh, and he held up. Yes. Off-speed pitch, kind of running away from Alonso.
Well, that's just a backup slider. And that pitch, it's not the location McCann wanted it. That pitch, when it came to location, it wasn't really, it didn't end up all that bad, but he wanted it down and in.
Big bouncer foul. The Rangers beat the Blue Jays 6-1 tonight, so they bounce back after a disappointing loss last night. Martinez got the one, Lariano got the loss. Adrian Beltre's back. He hit his second home run this year. He now has 447 career home runs, so it's always great to get Adrian Beltre back. He's a lot of fun to watch. Gomez and Mazzaro also homered for Texas. So the Rangers get back to 500. They're 35-35. That one is fair toward first. Gurriel has it. He'll take it himself. But a productive out for Yonder Alonso, and let's see what Angela's up to.
Guys, I was in the dugout earlier, and I noticed that one of the lockers looked a little bit different, and it turns out it's what I'm going to call a little Zen den. This locker was completely kitted out with bamboo sticks. There was a tropical rainforest backdrop. There was a dream catcher, rain stick, lotus flowers. There was even a bonsai tree, which made an appearance Friday night in the dugout. It turns out it was started out from the guys on the DL and at some point in the beginning of the season, and it just kept accumulating along the way. There was even a fishbowl with a little chi written out in front of it and some bamboo in it. Guys, back up to you.
Angela doing some deep investigating. I didn't see that, did you?
I did not.
Of course, we weren't looking for it either.
Now batting third baseman, number 25, Orion Healy.
So a visit to the mound. Martez staying in the game. As he faces Ryan Healy. First pitch to Healy. McCann keeps it in front of him.
Well, good block by McCann, keeping this ball in front. You got Davis on third. If you're going to get that ball down, you got to trust your catcher. I say it all the time, but you got to trust that he's going to make that block if you're going to commit to that pitch.
So 1-1 the count. Healy with a sacrifice fly in the fourth inning. Knocked in his 43rd run of the year. Nasty pitch there, and it's 1-2.
Well, as this game's gone along, Martez's slider has gotten better and better. And this is another good one. Starts on that outer corner, and you can see the depth to it.
Fastball away. So 2-2 the count. A lefty and a righty getting ready for the Astros. So A.J. Hinch keeping a very close eye on Francis Martez, the youngster. He's had 5 1/3 innings. Off the end of the bat toward the dugout. Middle infielders are back, and so is actually Bregman, the third baseman, is back. Gurriel, the first baseman, is playing in. Right about on the edge of the grass. Pop-up foul, so Healy, as usual, given a good at-bat.
Well, he's battling. He's gotten a few fastballs, a few breaking balls on that outer half, and they're all too close to take. This is one of those at-bats where you fight a few tough ones off, and then you get that hanger.
And he got him. So a changeup. You saw McCann wiggle the fingers, and it's a high velocity changeup.
Yeah, he throws it hard, and there was almost a little bit of a cut to it. It's not one of his best pitches, which I'm kind of surprised McCann went to it because he hasn't thrown that many, but it was a good one.
So that's going to be the last hitter Martez faces. So he leaves at 5 2/3 innings. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
Out to the park on Friday, July 14th for our annual Bark at the Park event presented by Avoderm Natural and Nylabone. There will be free samples for dogs, a pregame pet parade, and so much more. Purchase your special ticket for this event now. Space is limited, so act quickly. For information and tickets, visit athletics.com/bark to register today.
So the lefty Tony Sipp comes in. This is Stephen Vogt's spot, so Bob Melvin counters with Fegley. So Sipp facing Fegley. 23rd appearance for Sipp. He's got a 4.66 ERA. Lone lefty in that Astros bullpen. And the count 1-1 to Fegley.
Well, and A.J. Hinch must have really wanted to get Vogt out of the game, or he just trusts Sipp that much, because Martez, as good as he was, just 75 pitches. I know it's a 2-run game and he's young, but
yeah, I was a little surprised by that.
Kind of seems like, well, I guess you look at it, let's look at it from AJ's point of view. I mean, it's not like Martez's stuff had diminished. I mean, he was still as good as ever.
And it may work, who knows, but yeah, it's just, I just felt like if you have your lone lefty and he's a good lefty, but he's your only one down there, at least try to have him face somebody that you know the other team's not going to pinch hit for. So you keep the lefty on lefty, which is what you're trying to get with a left-handed reliever generally anyways. Popped up, shallow left, Reddick in. He's got it, side retired. So the A's had Davis at third with one out, could not get him home. 5-3 after 6.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Oakland Athletics and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
So still 5-3, Astros leading the A's. It's the top of the 7th inning. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair expert. So Daniel Colon comes in having a very nice season. 1-1 record, 1.93 ERA. First appearance in this series. He's allowed just 1 earned run in his last 12 and a third innings. So he's pitching well. Doolittle's back. That's a good sign. So the A's are covered as far as left-handed relievers go. It'll be McCann, Beltran, and Gurriel here in the 7th inning. Astros scored their 5 runs in the first inning. Since then, they have had just 3 hits. They did enough damage in that first inning to hold the lead. Oh, 2 to McCann. There's that big sharp breaking ball from Colon.
Well, when Colon gets that breaking ball down, it's just like you said, it's sharp. But when he tries to throw it for a strike, that's what he's got to be careful of. McCann is a good off-speed breaking ball hitter. You got to make sure you keep it down, because he stays back well on lefty breaking balls if they're up in the zone.
Shift is on for McCann. There's that breaking ball missed. Left-handed hitters are hitting 186 against Cologne this year, 8 for 43. So he's doing what he's supposed to do. Get lefties out. That one hit right over the bag at second, right to Rosales, who fires it to first. So the shift works that time for the Athletics.
Now batting.
You can see Rosales in the perfect spot. That would mess me up if I was on the mound. I'm not kidding.
You would have been hacked off thinking that's a base hit.
I would have been so angry, and you turn around and then you go from so angry to so happy. But then again, there'd be the other way too.
Of course.
Or you think it's right at someone and nobody's standing there.
Strike to Beltran down around the knees. Walk, ground out single, and a run scored for Carlos Beltran. Big chopper toward Rosales. Charges, gets the good hop, 2 away. And that'll bring up Gurriel, the right-handed hitting first baseman.
Rosales gets that big hop at shortstop. Not hit real hard. Beltran doesn't run like he used to. Takes his time, makes a good throw.
Gurriel 1 for 3 with an RBI double. Angels beat the Yankees 8-3 at Yankee Stadium. Aaron Judge hit a home run for the Yankees, his 24th in a losing effort. The Yankees have lost 7 in a row, and they are no longer in first place. The Angels, on the other hand, have reached a 500 mark. They're 37-37. 500, you're in there. You're in it, man. You're in the wild card hunt, big time.
You surprised the Angels are doing what they're doing without Trout?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it last night. Listen, with the wild card, look at Minnesota and Tampa Bay are the 2 wild card teams that are tied for the second wild card spot, and they're 2 games over 500. If you get to 500, you're in it.
And that'll obviously, as the season goes along, it'll change.
It'll stretch out a little bit, but
it's not going to stay as bunched as it is. But it is interesting that it hasn't been like this any of the years that we've had this wild card, the second wild card. It's never been this close coming up on the end of June.
Curve is high, and enjoy the wild card in the American League. The wild card in the National League, there's nothing happening there because of, in this case, the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks, and then look at after that.
But imagine if the AL wild card stays this close up towards the trading deadline.
That's a good call.
You know what that could do to the market as far as what teams say we're in it and what teams think they're out of it? Yep. Who could be available, who might not be available, because you know how it is. There's teams who are in it around that time and then they go 5-15 or 5-20.
Well, I mean, look at the teams that are within 2 games of 500 or over 500. Boston, Tampa Bay, Baltimore, Toronto, Cleveland, Minnesota, Kansas City, Detroit, Los Angeles, Texas, Seattle. They're all
That's it.
Within 2 or 3 games of 500,
yeah.
right? Which is what we're talking about. I've come to like the second wild card. Not everybody likes it. Probably like to see the wild card game be a 3-game series. That's probably one way to be.
I know, but then you're punishing the division winners.
Yeah,
making them sit
too long. I agree. So 3-2, Gurriel strikes out. Clone with another good inning. 2 groundouts and a strikeout. We have reached the 7th inning stretch. Astros 5, A's 3. Inning. Make sure you join us tomorrow. The A's and the Astros continue this 4-game series. It'll be Sean Manaea and Mike Fiers. So lefty Manaea, righty Fiers. Our coverage begins at 6 p.m. with A's pregame live. Remember, you can stream the A's on the go with NBCSportsCalifornia.com and the NBC Sports app. So that'll be tomorrow. And then a day game on Thursday. And on to Chicago for the White Sox. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. Right-hander Michael Feliz comes in. 98 miles an hour, an easy 98.
Is there anybody who doesn't throw that hard? I mean, we saw that from Martez early in the game. Feliz, fastball, slider. Has a changeup, but doesn't throw it very often.
Jay Davis pops a foul back. So quickly 0-2. Davis, Rosales, and Brugman. So the A's are going to get a dose of this Astros bullpen again. Davis fouls back, high fastball. Last night it was Harris, Davinsky, and Giles. 3 1/3 innings, 5 strikeouts, and no hits. It's a tough group. Line drive, right field, and it is fair. Right on the line. Springer grabs it, gets it in quickly. And Rajai Davis with a leadoff double.
But Feliz kept trying to elevate a fastball. You can see McCann standing up a little bit. He wants that ball up. Rajai able to get on top of it. And what a job by Springer. That ball landing right on the line, but what a job by Springer to not let this ball get past him. Sometimes when that ball goes in the corner, it can take a funny hop. He plays it well. He kind of gets lucky. He gets a good hop off the bottom there. It could have gotten stuck under there. It goes right to him, and he gets it in quickly to hold Rajai at second.
So 8th hit for the Athletics. Jose Altuve says his arms up in the air like he was asking for a timeout. Rosales jammed and shoots it foul down the first baseline.
Just that swing from Rosie. I know that pitch was inside, but you could see him trying to hit something the other way. Altuve is holding Rajai close to second base. Gurriel is off the bag a little bit, but a big hole on that side. We saw Rosales inside out one. Altuve moves over now.
Again, Rosie trying to hit it to the right side, but it's 0-2.
Yeah, he was late on that one. That ball was in the mid almost by the time he got it going. Now Correa's kind of coming in. And see, that's all done. They've seen Rosales swing the way he's trying to shoot something the other way. That's why they changed it.
This one's popped up right side for Gurriel, the first baseman, who a step onto the infield grass, and he makes the catch. So Rosales is retired, and here's Brugman.
Now batting center fielder, number 38, Jacob Brugman.
A's have had some chances in this game to score more than the 3 runs. There's a line drive left center field base hit. Rajai Davis will score, and Brugman has an RBI single, 5-4.
Good swing from Brugman here. Look at him stay inside this baseball, shoot it the other way. A good short swing. And Correa, he almost got up there to get this one. It was just out of his reach. Watch right here, he jumps. Doesn't miss it by a whole lot. Rajai with a good jump. The ball was hit right at Rajai, so he could tell how high it was. Didn't have to wait for that ball to get down. Rajai got a good jump and scored easily.
So A.J. Hinch went out to the mound to chat with Michael Feliz. So that's RBI number 4 for Brugman.
18, Chad Pinder.
And here's Chad Pinder. He's now trailed by just a run. Pinder homered in the 3rd, his 9th of the year. Foul back. That Feliz fastball coming in on Pinder.
Well, and this one's going out. This is earlier in the game in the 3rd inning, a 3-1 heater. He almost takes it off the sweet windows.
Number 8, Chad Lowry.
So the A's had a single run in the 1st, single run in the 3rd, single run in the 4th, and one here in the 7th to climb back to 5-4. Inside to even the count at 1-1. Luke Gregerson did not pitch last night. Hoyt and Diaz, a couple of youngsters, did not pitch. Pinder fouls it straight back. 97 miles an hour from Michael Feliz. Mariners still leading the Tigers. It's 4-2 in the 8th inning. decent lead at first. And that one is driven towards center. Marisnik back a little bit and he makes the catch. So Pinder hit it right on the nose, but it was right at the center fielder. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th with a run in. And now it's up to Lowry.
Now batting second baseman.
Lowry frustrated in the 5th inning. He batted with a runner at second and 2 outs. And he was called out by home plate umpire Jordan Baker on a pitch that we showed pitch cast. It looked like it was outside. There's Gregerson. Orioles beat the Indians tonight in Baltimore 6-5 to cool off the Indians. See Matson and Hendricks out in the A's bullpen. The Indians had won 6 in a row, so that winning streak is over. Encarnacion did homer for the Indians. He's got 17, so even though he's off to a slow start, he still has 17 home runs. Machado hit a couple for the Orioles. He's got 15 now. First pitch to Lowry is drilled to left field. Reddick's there though, and Reddick makes the catch. So a couple of hard hit balls by the A's, but nothing to show for it for Pinder and Lowry. The A's do get a run on Brugman's RBI single. It's 5-4. So Liam Hendricks is the new pitcher for the A's. A's have crept a little bit closer. 5-4 now, top of the 8th inning. Hendricks pitched last night, but threw just 8 pitches. As he faces Bregman, Marisnik, and then the top of the order, Springer. First pitch is foul back. So for Hendricks, 31st game, he's got 3 wins, an ERA of 3.82, lots of strikeouts. Facing Alex Bregman, who has a 2-run single and a pair of walks, so the A's have yet to retire young Astros third baseman.
Well, and for Hendricks, you'd like to have a nice quick inning here. Keep this momentum going for the A's. Put up another 0. The A's have kind of chipped away at this lead. Just one back now.
A's play Bregman straight away. We've seen him hit the ball all over the park, including last night. Double to right center.
Yep. He's a good young player.
Yeah. Pitch down the right field line, but it's going to be foul.
Well, I remember in spring training he was on Team USA for that World Baseball Classic, and he didn't play a whole lot. And manager Jim Leland, I was watching something, and he talked about one of the guys he was most impressed with on that entire team was Bregman.
Huh.
Just talking about how talented he is and how young he still is, but the way he carried himself, the way he handled himself. That's not usually something you're going to get from Jim Leland. The old school, you know.
Well, he's not going to throw compliments out there just for the sake of doing it.
That's exactly right.
Three-two pitch. Here it is. And it's lined toward right center field, and that's going to get down. Hustling over is Pinder to cut it off. Bregman's going to try for second, and he's going to make it. So a leadoff double here in the 8th inning by Alex Bregman. So he has been on base all 4 times. Pinder did his best to get over there, and he cut it off.
Now batting.
But once you go into that slide, then it gives the runner an advantage.
Yeah, such a short swing from Bregman. So quick to that baseball. Not a bad fastball. It was away. It was down and away, but Bregman, that short stroke. Look at that. You can see how long that bat stays through the zone. That line drive to the gap. Pinder gets it in quickly, but Bregman too quick. You can see the slide here, the backhand. He pops up, and a good strong throw. He gets a lot on it.
So here's Marisnick. Corner infielders sneak in. Marisnick to bunt, and it's a little bit low. So we'll see if Marisnick can execute, and then the A's have to execute defensively. Marisnick's got pretty good speed.
Well, for Marisnick, you want to make Healy field this bunt.
And that's he went around, said Jordan Baker, the home plate umpire.
Yeah, that's an attempt that from kind of looks like someone who hasn't bunted very often. Watch him stab at this. You want to almost catch the baseball with your bat. Hold it nice and loose. Keep the barrel above the hands. Helps create a better angle. You got to be soft with it. Get the bat out in front of you.
That was dangerous.
Well, if you're going to give yourself up, then you got to give yourself up. He squares around. He doesn't exactly get out there with a whole lot of time, and
if he doesn't hit that with the bat, it hits him.
It hits him right in the arm. See, like there, he's got to square around and get in that position way before Hendricks ever releases this baseball. You're giving yourself up. So if you're not going to square around early enough, you're late getting into that good position to try to bunt that.
We'll see if he tries to do it again. Going to swing away, and the pitch is blocked by Vogt. Or make that Fegley. Fegley's in the game.
Well, this one a breaking ball, bounces in front of the plate, and Fegley does a good job to smother that. You can see arms out, chest forward. I said it last night, when that chest is forward, it gets the ball to bounce down. If you're square to the baseball and your head is up, it could hit your gear and bounce back towards the mound, and Bregman would be able to take third.
2-2 Pitch is rolled foul. So an important run to cut off if you're the A's.
Yeah, more than anything, this Bregman at second, he's a momentum. It's a momentum killer. The A's kind of have it in their favor.
Bregman not really being held by either of the middle infielders. That pitch is outside, 96 miles an hour, so a full count.
Yeah, with neither middle infielder really holding him on. Bregman's speed, I'm kind of surprised the way the Astros play that this isn't one of those times where he'd try to steal a bag.
Line foul, fastball in, and Marisnick dug it out. Springer is the on-deck hitter. After Springer, it'll be Reddick. Hendricks kicks and deals, missed outside. So Marisnick, who started the at-bat trying to bunt, ends up walking.
Smart play of the day brought to you by your California Ford dealers. And that's the leadoff home run. The 8th time George Springer has led off a game with a home run. And he doesn't wait long. A lot of big hacks. He's kind of an all or nothing guy, but hits the ball hard. When he does put it in play, he swings hard too. There's no holding back, let's put it that way.
Astros leading the American League in home runs. That one by Springer in the first inning was home run number 113. Yankees, Astros, and the Rays are all bunched together for the top 3 spots in home runs hit. They're the only teams in the American League that have hit over 100 home runs. So 2 on and nobody out. Springer has also grounded out, and he hit a line drive to center field in the 6th. Checked his swing and a pitch that's high, and he did not go. That's Bruce Druckmann.
Elevated fastball, as we talked about. Springer super aggressive, but able to stay back on that one.
Plenty of speed on the bases for the Astros, and they are ready to take off. That's a strike. Springer's been good in these spots this year with runners in scoring position. He's hitting .321. Plus the 46 RBIs. Lowry staying as close as he can to second base to watch Bregman. Bounce foul. Pettis is the third base coach for the Houston Astros. Got some hardware. Bregman backs up. We'll see if Bregman tries to tag. He's thinking about it, and he bluffs, but he stays. And good throw back in by Jacob Bregman. And a good arm.
Yeah, he's got a very good arm, and he had plenty of time to get behind this. You see how quickly he gets rid of it.
Number 22, Josh
really strong
Reddick.
throw. That would have been a perfect one hop to third base.
So Springer 1 for 4, and here's Reddick. Reddick's had a good ball game. He walked in the first and scored. Struck out in the second. Singled in the fourth. Doubled in the sixth. So he's 2 for 3 and has been on base 3 times. First pitch well outside.
This is where I'd like to see Hendricks try to stay inside. Rosales is kind of bunching up the middle a little bit. Time and time again, I've personally seen Reddick go the other way, whether it's on the ground or a line drive, kind of near that shortstop hole.
That's a strike right on the outside corner. I don't think Bregman will get picked off again, do you?
That's what I was. The way he's bouncing around, he gets caught on the wrong step going the other way towards third base, and he could.
Reddick had a good swing, fouls it into the place we like to call Foul Ball Alley, and there's always some good plays there. And that was a nice play by a fan. So 1-2 the count. 23 pitches for Liam Hendricks. He's got 1 out so far. Gregerson is loose and ready to go in the Astros bullpen. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Big strikeout for Liam Hendricks.
Well, Reddick's not happy, and Hendricks, that's why I said you got to stay inside. And Reddick tried to get the head around on that one. He had a few good swings, but not able to catch up to that heater in.
Bunched him up just enough. So with 2 on and 2 out, Scott Emerson has a chat. Make sure they're on the same page with Jose Altuve coming up.
Well, this is the thing. You can't really. You have first and second, 2 outs, and obviously you want to be careful with Altuve, but the problem is Correa's on deck. So pick your poison. And you don't want to put yourself in a position with Correa up and the bases loaded. So you got to go right after Altuve here. Make some good pitches. 2-strike pitches. You got to have a 2-strike approach here. Put away pitches every time.
Breaking ball is low.
And what I mean by that is you got to, almost as if it's 0-2. Throw 0-2 pitches. Try to see if you can get him to chase something. Get some weak contact, but it's got to be around the zone because he knows that's the way you're going to approach him in this situation.
Outside, and now it's 2-0. Altuve is 1 for 4. 5 for 10 is Altuve against Hendricks, so they face each other a little bit. Big at bat in this game. 3-0. A's bullpen is quiet. So this is Liam Hendricks' inning. Whatever happens. Outfield straight away for Altuve. And it's low. He walked him. So he may have pitched him careful. Although I still think, even though he walked him on 4, I think he was going after him.
It
seemed
did
like
not
have.
You just didn't commit to it.
Carlos.
Maybe that 5 for 10 was in the back of his mind a little bit.
The A's pitchers have walked 7 tonight. So Brady's going to get up for the second time. This may be the ball game right here. The A's want to hold on to a chance to come back. They only trail 5-4, but the bases loaded, 2 outs for the cleanup hitter Carlos Correa. And he drives one right center. Bregman coming in, can't get it. 1 run scores. 2 runs are going to score, and that's a huge hit for the Astros as they take a 7-4 lead. Kind of a soft line drive, but he found right center.
Yeah, it wasn't hit very hard, but the pitch is up. You can see where Fegley wants it, down and away. It's 95 miles an hour. It's up and in. And that's the danger of the bases loaded and you having to pitch and throw strikes to Carlos Correa. It wasn't the hardest hit ball, but it was well placed. And 2 runs are in.
So Correa gets his 44th and 45th RBI, and it's a 3-run lead. So here's McCann. McCann is 1 for 4. He had an RBI double way back in the first. His double was a big hit in this game. I know that may sound a little silly since it was the first inning, but Sonny Gray had a run in, but he got a double play to Correa. So there was 2 outs and a runner aboard, and he could not get McCann. And this one is lined. Pinder's there, side retired. So a couple of big runs for the Astros. 7-4 as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Toyota dealers. So the 5 spot in the first stands out there. Astros 7-10-0. The A's 4-8-1. Martez was pretty good. Sonny Gray, not great. 108 pitches, 5 earned runs in 5 innings pitched. Of course, he did settle down after that tough first inning. Pinder with a home run. Good game for Chris Davis. But those 2 runs in the top of the 8th, that hurt. Carlos Correa with a 2-out, 2-run single, so a clutch hit for the young shortstop. So the A's, a couple more chances as they'll face Luke Gregerson here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Gregerson, high ERA of 5 as he faces Chris Davis. Chris Davis has had a big game. Single, 2 doubles. RBI, and a run scored.
Well, for Gregerson, not overpowering. Pretty much throws fastball, slider, about 50% each. It's kind of one of those invisible sliders. He gets, you know, nothing makes you go wow, but the reality is he gets guys out, and he gets a lot of swings and misses.
And he's been throwing that slider for about 10 years. So a very good relief pitcher for a long time. And there it is, and it just missed off the plate.
Well, this is what I mean. He does a very good job of making everything seem as though it's a strike and moving it out of the strike zone, whether it's a fastball or slider.
Swing and a miss, and that was a fastball, but it was a little up, 2-2. Gregerson was an athletic in 2014. He had a good year. 5-5 with a 2.12 ERA, 72 appearances. After that season, he became a free agent and he signed with the Houston Astros. And that's the slider we're talking about. It just kind of teases you a little bit.
Well, he shows you just enough heaters to get you off of that slider, and he continually goes back to it. He grips it real deep in his hand. Lots of times you'll see guys have some gap in between the ball and the inside of their thumb, and he has it real deep and spins it.
So here's Yonder Alonso, who's 1 for 3 with a double. Gregerson left the A's. Got a 3-year contract from the Astros, so he'll be a free agent at the end of this year, and he'll probably want to keep pitching.
How old is he now?
He just turned 33, middle of May. And listen to these appearances, Mark. This is in his big league career. 72, 80, 61, 77, 73, 72, 64, 59. That's pretty darn good. Was on the disabled list for a little bit last year for just a couple of weeks. Outside of that, not a whole lot of time on the DL, so he's got that going for him.
Being healthy, being durable, and being a reliever will get you paid and keep you in the big leagues with a very good job. Two and one the count to Alonso. Healy to follow. 3-1. So the slider drops low. Kind of a half swing, and Alonso may have swung at ball 4. Shift is on for Yonder Alonso. Bregman, the third baseman, is standing right at the shortstop spot. Broken bat, lofted down the line, but foul. So Yonder will get a new piece of lumber. Well, for Yonder here, what makes this at bat so tough is Gregerson can throw that fastball in. He can throw a fastball away like he did right there. He can backdoor a breaking ball, which is why Yonder swung at the ball 4 that was up and away. Kind of checked his swing at it because it could have been a breaking ball away, but it was a fastball up and away. There's a lot of options. You got to be able to cover both sides of the plate. 3-2
2-2 pitch and a high fastball, and Alonso fouled it off of Jordan Baker's mask.
Well, his fastball in, you can see square off Baker's mask. He's a big boy.
So we'll do 3-2 again. Where McCann sets up. He wants it outside. And he got it. And there was the slider. So it's that pitch that he really will throw at any point in the count as well. And that makes him even more effective.
Well, and it makes for kind of second-guessed swings almost. Because you're wondering which way he's going to go. Is he going to go up, down, in, out? And as good as his control is, he can throw any of those at any time. He does a great job of crisscrossing all 4 corners of the plate. And I say that with the ball moving in, a ball moving away, and he can throw it in all 4 quadrants.
So he's really unpredictable, but unpredictable with only 2 pitches.
Yeah, right. But the way he commands it, it's almost as if it's 4. Simply because of his location in and out and up and down.
It's Michael Brady, who has been loosening up quite a bit tonight. And we may see him for the first time. Hendricks threw a whole bunch of pitches in the top of that 8th inning. Tapped foul. It looked like it came up and hit McCann in the mask, but took a little bit off that slider, it looked like.
Well, he can change speeds with it a little, but Gregerson is the example of you don't have to throw 98 to succeed in this game. If you can locate, manipulate the ball to move and have command in the strike zone, you can succeed.
Right down the middle. Healy knew it. Strike 3 called. Luke Gregerson strikes out the side in the bottom of the 8th inning. 9th inning coming up. 7-4 Houston.
Around the bases, presented by Sutter Health, invites kids 14 and under on the field after most Sunday home games to run the same bases that the players do. Presented by Sutter Health, proudly caring for Northern California, birthplace of pioneers.
So it's the 9th inning, 7-4 Astros, and this is a big moment for one Michael Brady. It's his major league debut. Here's the numbers from his stint at AAA Nashville: 3-1, 3.67 ERA. Michael Brady went to college at the University of California, Berkeley. But he was not a pitcher when he was there. He was an infielder.
Really?
Yeah. So, a big night for Michael Brady. From Laguna Beach, California. Originally with the Marlins, drafted in the 24th round. This past offseason, he signed a minor league contract with the A's. He's doing a good job in AAA, and now he's in the big leagues, facing a future Hall of Famer in Carlos Beltran. Technically he's coming back, but it's going to be just into the seats. Crowd tonight, 15,362. Fair share of them have left the building.
Well, Beltran, not a bad guy to face for your very first batter.
A little bit high, so 2-1 the count. 42 strikeouts and 41 innings in AAA for Brady. This one's going to be into the seats just behind the A's dugout. Oh, a youngster with a nice play.
Whole group of friends.
I think they've moved out a little bit, haven't they? Got a little closer to the action.
Yeah. I don't think those seats were that good when they started.
That group is having such a good time. Count remains 2-2 to Beltran. Gurriel the follow, and then Bregman here in the 9th inning. Giles, the closer, just now starting to loosen up. And that one is belted to right field. That's hit well. Pinder's going back. Pinder's looking up, and it is gone. Bill Beltran, that's pretty good at bat. He hung in there, and he belted one deep into the seats, and it's 8-4 Astros.
Well, Brady tries going inside, and wouldn't have been so bad if the ball would have been down, but it's up. Had a little tail in the inner half, and he threw a cutter. He tried one other fastball inside, and the veteran hitter Beltran is he almost looked like he was looking for a heater in.
Well, when you've been around as long as he has, you could think your way into a base hit,
yeah.
Right? So 431st career home run for Carlos Beltran, tied with Cal Ripken Jr. on that list. Brady's going to get his first out as Rosales comes into the infield grass. He grabs it. So Gurriel is retired. He's 1 for 5. So 2 more home runs for the Astros tonight. They've hit 5 in the first 2 games of this series.
Bregman.
There's Bregman. A's have not figured out a way to get Bregman out. At least tonight, single, double, and 2 walks. Scored 1, knocked in 2. Get back, Bregman he didn't walk, he was hit by a pitch. That was in the 3rd inning. Alonso hustling over, may have a play. He will, as he reaches out right at the last moment.
Well, there's no other stadium in baseball where he's going to catch this ball. But nice job of getting over there, making this look easy. He checks to see how much room he has. And makes a nice play, and the fan there tells him good job.
So 2 away for Marisnick. Fastball is inside. Well, you gave up a home run in your major league debut. First right away, right?
First inning.
So you know what it's all about.
Yeah.
You
Third hitter.
You bounce back. Turned out all right. Marisnick is hit. So Marisnick will take first base. See where it got him, right? In the, just kind of grazed the left, the outer elbow area.
Number 4.
Kind of got him right off the forearm, just a glancing blow. I think he thought that was one of those that was going to hurt worse, get him in the hand or something. The way he kind of reacted.
So Springer gets his 6th at bat. Remember, he hit twice in the first inning. He homered and then he grounded out. So he led off the first and ended the first. All in all, 1 for 5. Runner goes, throw to second base is a good one, and he is out. So Marisnick is thrown out stealing. Nice throw by Fegley, but a run for the Astros. Carlos Beltran with a home run. 8-4 as we head to the bottom of the 9th.
A's Baseball on NBC Sports California is brought to you by the 2017 Jeep Cherokee with an EPA estimated 30 highway miles per gallon. By Southwest, yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. By Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. By AAA, what does your insurance do when it's not doing insurance? It should do more. Go to AAA.com for more details. And by the all-new 2017 Chrysler Pacifica.
So they're checking on Jake Marisnick, who was the runner that was thrown out to end the inning trying to steal second base. Let's see if can see anything that may have happened. It's a little bit of an awkward slide.
Well, he kind of digs his lead foot in to kind of pop up. And it just makes you wonder if maybe something got tweaked or whatever it might be. You don't really see anything on the slide.
If you watch that left leg mark, usually when you slide, you're kind of sliding on the outside of the leg. He actually
kind of got stuck under him a little bit.
A little bit awkward. And he's going to stay in. And Astros have a new pitcher. It's Diane Diaz. So Giles was warming up when it became a non-save situation. He went to Diaz. His 6th appearance. He's made 1 start. He filled in when Dallas Keuchel could not make his start. That's where the 1 start came in. fouled straight back, and it's quickly 0-2 to Fegley. So it's been Martis, Sip, Feliz, Gregerson, and now Diaz. So the A's trailing 8-4. Fegley came in the game for Vogt as a pinch hitter in the 6th inning, and he was retired. In fact, he retired with the runner at 3rd. Now make sure you stay tuned after the game for A's Post Game Live, presented by State Farm. Brody, Bibb, and Dallas. We'll break it down for you. Just a little bit outside, 95 miles per hour.
That's a good 0-2 pitch. Fegley able to lay off that.
Astros have out-hit the A's 11-8 in the ball game. Toward right field, long run for Springer, and Springer is going to play it off the wall. It bounces right back to him. He throws it in quickly, and Fegley is going to slide in with the double. Great play by Springer. The A's have a leadoff double.
Well, a little slider, and Fegley's all over it. Drives it the other way. And this is incredible by Springer. He gets himself too close to the wall, but barehands it. I mean, the reaction to be able to do that is incredible. It's off the wall, right in his hand, turns, throws.
Was he barehanded it?
That's what I mean. It bounced right to his throwing hand. And if that throws on target, we got action at second base.
It's definitely close. So here's Rajay Davis. First pitch, close but inside. Remember, Matt Chapman probably not available.
Yep. Probably for a couple more days.
So Fegley's into the game. So the only extra player the A's have available is Matt Joyce. 1-1 the count to Rajay Davis, who doubled and scored in the 7th. He has also hit into a pair of double plays. That does not happen very often. Lined, and what a play by Bregman. He was playing even with the bag, and he had very little time to react, and he made a very nice backhanded grab.
Well, Rajay smokes this baseball. One step to Bregman's right. Here's the reaction time in slow-mo. It's not a tough play, but as hard as it's hit, makes it difficult. And he's able to glove it.
Astros are 6th in the league in team defense. They've made 42 errors. Keeping a close eye on Fegley. Astros come in with the best team ERA in the American League. To no one's surprise, their bullpen has the most strikeouts in the American League. That does not surprise anyone else. Good pitch right on the outside corner. Rosales is 0 for 3. A's need to string a bunch of hits together. Stephen Vogt doing what he can, even though he's out of the game. Rosie went after that pitch a little bit in at 96 miles an hour, so that's a tough pitch to able to catch up to.
Well, Diaz has good movement at 95, 96 miles an hour. We've seen a couple good painted fastballs down and away. First pitch to Rajay for a ball was in, but still a good sinking fastball at 96.
He's not a big guy.
Nope.
Just off the plate. 1-2 the count. Tigers and the Mariners still playing. It's 4-4 in the 9th inning up in Seattle. Bottom of the 9th. Seattle was winning that game. Tigers have come back to tie it. Corey Seager from the Dodgers hit 3 home runs tonight. Dodgers pounded the Mets 12-0. Swing and a miss. Rosie could not lay off that. That one had a little cut to it.
Yeah, good slider away after a couple good fastballs. Rosie gets a couple sliders. And this one starts on the edge and not able to lay off it. You can see his frustration.
So with 2 outs, here's Brugman. Last hope for the Athletics. Brugman is 1 for 3. He had an RBI single in the 7th inning. That closed the game to 5-4. And that's as close as the A's have come. He also walked in the 5th inning. On the year, 10 hits in 39 at bats. That one just a touch low. Close pitch. Mania and Fires tomorrow night for game 3 of this series. Our coverage starts at 6 o'clock. First pitch 7:05. So make sure you join us for that. By Diaz, and the pitch is a little bit outside.
Well, Diaz humped up a little on that one. 97 miles an hour. I had him with a fastball from 92 to 94.
He's trying to impress you.
So much for that.
And now it's 3-1. Last thing the Astros want to do is they have to get Giles up again. He's already been up. So 3-1. See what Brugman gets to hit, if anything. Did get a fastball, as Diaz said, here it is, coming right at you.
Well, right
I guess
here,
the meeting is pretty necessary right now.
Yeah, that's. I'm a little confused by that, but Brugman's just got, he's got to look heater, and if you get a breaking ball, you got to try and fight it off unless it's a hanger, but maybe that's what they were talking about. Fastball or breaking ball.
Fegley at second. He opened up the inning with a double. 3-2 pitch. Here it is. And it's a swing and a miss, but it gets past McCann, and the game's going to continue on. Hayes will take it. So strikeout and a wild pitch.
Well, like I said, Brugman, he gets a split there. Split or a changeup, one of the two. And Brugman looking heater. Went after that. Bounces off McCann's arm to the backstop, and the A's still have life. And like you said, here we go with.
So Brent Strum, the pitching coach, is coming out.
They weren't happy with the pace of the game. They wanted to make it last longer.
Look at Brent Strum. Look at him.
Cover in the mouth. Nobody can read what you're saying.
Well, since we're a family program, we probably don't want to read this.
What's he telling him? Pick it up. Let's go. Come on, hurry up.
Pinder.
So runners at the corners for Pinder. Pinder manages to get aboard. The A's will get the tying run to the plate. First pitch to Pinder, down and away with a slider. Now Carlos Correa is going to come in and have a little chat with Diaz.
Anybody else? He's taking orders.
The inning's not over yet. Think they're watching at the Major League Baseball offices in New York?
I doubt it.
Oh my God.
It's 1:30 there.
It's 1:30 here. One pops away from Brian McCann. It was not a foul ball. It's just a swing and a miss by Pinder.
See, and that's the thing that baffles me a little. Diaz 95, 96 with good sink. Yet he keeps wanting to throw sliders. And and they have a 4-run lead. Now, yeah, we want the A's to get back in this game, but when you have that type of stuff,
you would think
go after these guys. Go after them.
Another slider, 2-1.
Every pitcher seems like they want to strike everybody out.
With a breaking ball.
With a breaking ball. With a slider. What's wrong with a fastball middle in, middle away? Get some quick outs. You're making the game harder for yourself.
2-1 pitch. And that's outside. And now it's 3-1.
Even behind in the count, he's throwing a slider.
Trying to get the final out. He's making it tough on him. And that one is a strike at the knees on the inside corner. So now it's a full count. Fegley's at third. Brugman will take off at first.
I mean, why would you want to throw that?
You mean 94 at the knees?
Yeah. And honestly, as many sliders as he's thrown, it's got to be hard for Pinder to look fastball here.
Brugman takes off, and the pitch is lined, caught by Carlos Correa to end the ball game. Heck of a play by the shortstop Correa. That was headed into left center field, but Correa, all 6'4" of them, leaps up and makes a terrific play worth another look.
Well, Pinder smokes this ball, and Correa a couple innings ago couldn't get the one from off Brugman's bat, but he's able to get the one off Pinder to end the game.
So 3 hours and 28 minutes, 15,362 was the attendance tonight. And the Astros have won the first 2 games of the series. Final score tonight, Astros 8, Athletics 4. Ace Post Game Live, presented by State Farm, is set to roll. Brody, all yours, buddy.